I'm Rachel Johnson, Eastern New Mexico Sports Information Graduate Assistant, and I'm here with Athletic Director Jeff Geiser for Eastern New Mexico's LSC Week. There have been some new coaches around campus. How do you think the women's basketball coach Lindsay Wilson and baseball coach Chris Terry are transitioning to Eastern?
Well, first of all, regarding Coach Wilson, I think she's headed in the right direction. I have to remind her that it's a marathon and not a sprint, and although she'd like to have more wins, I think we can see progress made. The reality is, by the time she was hired last year in April, the recruiting was pretty much finished, and so her first class, she really didn't have really ample time to bring in a lot of recruits. But we understand it's a process, and we're going to give her time. Coach Terry with baseball is a little bit different situation because we hired him well enough last spring that he was able to get out and recruit, and then he's brought in some impact players during the break. I think Coach Terry has got a wonderful vision for Eastern baseball. I think we can see results real quickly. Of course, the real measure of any collegiate program is winning. We have to win, and but generally, with both Coach Terry and Coach Wilson, you're going to give them ample time to build their program before you become real critical of what they're doing on the scoreboard.
With the second semester starting up, basketball is getting into their second half of their season. How do you think the Zias and the Greyhounds are doing so far?
Well, as I indicated, I think the Zias are in a rebuilding mode, and I think we're more competitive than we've been. But again, the true measure of a basketball program at the collegiate level is the number of wins. I think I've got to keep reminding Coach Wilson to be patient and don't get down, that believe in herself, and she's close. I mean, she's had a couple. The team's had a couple of overtime losses, which means they're knocking on the door. Had a disappointing loss last weekend at West Texas, our rival. We expect them to rebound here in our arena tomorrow night, and I don't think it'll be a 30-point margin. The Hounds, Coach Helton, I think, hit the nail on the head. The break really hurt us this year, whereas last year the break helped us. I'm referring to the Christmas break. This year we had momentum going into the break. We were playing very well, had some key victories, one over Angelo State, for example, when we played them at the Rock there in Clovis. But then when we took off for Christmas, came back, and we really never did get that momentum until last week when we upset undefeated Midwestern here. Started slow the other night at WT, came back and made it a 3-point game at the end. So we're not sure what team's going to show up tomorrow night, which version of the Hounds. But what I believe is that we have great potential. We could literally play and beat any team in the conference on any given weekend.
Speaking of that upset, the men did upset the number 11 team in the nation, Midwestern, and they did it at home. So it must have been really exciting to be at home and have all of our fans get to see that happen.
Well, there's an old saying, there's no place like home. And that certainly is the case, and we hope that our rivalry, this is rivalry week, and the Lone Star and West Texas is our rival, and we hope that the fans come out tomorrow night. I think they're going to see some outstanding college basketball.
Well, as the winter sports make it into their second half of the season, the spring sports are now starting to pick up. So are you ready for softball, baseball, and track and field to get going?
Well, yeah, I'm always ready for the weather to turn nicer. But yeah, the softball and baseball seasons, they're a little more relaxed. You can go out and enjoy the game atmosphere. Basketball is a little more intense, larger crowds, obviously. So yeah, I do look forward to that time of the year.
Great. Well, it's good talking to you.
Thank you.